Hey, welcome to day 63 of my spiritual journal with me, with your soul sister, Iona. So today in my world, as we go through my spiritual journal, we're going to be talking about financial freedom and banking 50K in 50 days. So if you are new to me, this is an amazing day that we build up to every single day on the SoulLegacyTV YouTube podcast. So financial freedom, I'm going to be talking about it and breaking down your vision for banking 50K in 50 days. If you want to take on my challenge, I have a masterclass around that. We're going to talk about your values and your vision and the difference that you want to make in the world and the finances for that in this spiritual journal. So stick with me for that. So this spiritual journal, I have my notebook. So if you don't have something to write with, then grab something. So I call it 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, and it is a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So as a light worker, as a spiritual business owner on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, we talk about spiritual business success without being busy, without being broke, and without experiencing burnout. And I know as spiritual business owners, we don't get into what we do for the money. However, as an adult in the physical world, in the visible world, we are conditioned to earn a living for the exchange of money. And many of us do not want to earn a living working for somebody else. If you want to work for yourself, you don't want to work for in a soul-sucking day job. You don't want to be told what to do by somebody, all the things, or you want to control the time that you work. You want to leave a legacy of financial freedom with your soul clients, then and for your soul family, and you want to make that impact, and you want to have that what I call light work and lifestyle balance, then this is the perfect place to do that and visualize that, have it be in alignment with your shift in your energy, and have it be in alignment with your values, and have it be in alignment with your vibration, being vibrational alignment to bank 50K 50 days. I am excited. So I have notes for this episode of banking 50K in 50 days. So within the spiritual journal, if you are new to me, what we do is I will pull a card, and today there are two of them that popped out every single day. This is from Cal Gray, Keepers of the Light. Let me know if you have your favorite oracle card deck or tarot, whatever it is that you use, just as a little guidance, a little prompt, a little message from the universe to say, hey, like a nod and a wink, that kind of thing. I talk about gratitude, being grateful, because we know that I talk about gratitude in terms of each area of your life. I call it light work and lifestyle balance. And so I talk about financial freedom on a Sunday on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. If you are not subscribed, consider subscribing. Like this video, like this episode, obviously you're going to share it out, invite a fellow invite a fellow light worker in, click the notification button, the bell thing, so you get notified when I go live. I go live every single day on the Soul Legacy TV, and today I have joining me, thank you Robin for joining me, hey love, good morning. So I go live every single day talking about different areas of your life. So on a Monday it's contribution freedom. It's an acronym. So Robin always reminds me to say it's an acronym. Cheers to financial freedom, right? Cheers to financial freedom frequency. The frequency of that, that's what we're emitting in our Soul Legacy Journal. So the acronym stands for C. So all the letters, cheers, C, contribution freedom, H, health freedom, E, emotional freedom, the other E, environmental freedom, the R is relationship freedom, the S is spiritual freedom, and the F is financial freedom, which is today, because I've got my blue on, is Financial Freedom Sundays. And I normally have my hair like flicked off to the side. However, I always call myself, I got makeup on it. I was like, what the heck is that? So I was like, let me just put my hair here and I'll probably flick it back. So if you're wondering like, ooh, what's she got on there? It's got its makeup. And I will have a confession as well. I put on my t-shirts and I take them off, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just, and it's Sunday and I haven't done the washing. That's why it's got it on there, unless it's from today, I'm not sure. But it's okay. That is how I roll. You're like, ew. Anyway, financial freedom. Have the the woman in, do the washing, do the ironing. Maybe I need to put that on my vision board. Anyway, we talk about crystals, we talk about chakra healing, all the things. So Robin, now, if you are new to Robin is the founder and host of the Energy Healing TV podcast and founder of the Energy Healing School. And Robin has done her rating for today. And what I will do is I'll do the rating for the whole week about how vibe you are, how high vibe you are. I'll do the quote for today. I'll pull the card, and then we'll see what else we'll do. And then we'll do the bank 50K in 50 days, like what I've spent my vibrational money voucher on. I kind of mix up the order of things. And then I'll talk about the book, You Were Born Rich. I didn't get to listen to a full chapter today, but I listened to enough to give you that nugget of wisdom. And I'll tell you why I spent my money the way that I did. So this spiritual journal will have the prompts for the gratitude, talk about the gratitude. Use a notebook or what have you to note your vibration down every single day, and then we can count them up at the end of the week. So this is Financial Freedom Sunday. So Robin has done her rating. Thank you very much, Robin. So FFS equals 10. So I don't know if that is higher than last week or lower than last week. I'm going to say it probably would be higher. I can't remember your scores. I write my score down. And so the way that we do our spiritual journal, I actually have a spiritual vision board challenge. It's a 7-day spiritual vision board challenge of all the areas that I mentioned: contribution, health, emotions, environment, relationships, spirituality, and finances. I break your life down because that's what happened for me. I needed to break my life down when I was going through my spiritual awakening. That's how this came about. That's why I call it Spiritual Awakening Stories, your spiritual awakening story. Every single day we're awakening even more, and we're going on that spiritual ascension journey and alchemizing in the process, right? So we break down your life. I break it down really, and I'll leave the information in the description and in the cards. And so part of that vision board challenge is seeing where you are and rating how high vibe you feel. So I do this on what I call my Soul Legacy wheel. If you're familiar with the Wheel of Life, you'll kind of get the concept. So this goes deeper. This focuses on vibration, because we know that's what manifests the low vibration, the energy that you're emitting. Everything has energy. So today we're going to talk about the energy and the vision and the values of your money vibration, banking 50K in 50 days. And Robin and I are on a cycle, round 1 of banking 50K in 50 days. I kind of did like a beta version of it, kind of by accident. It wasn't supposed to be a beta version, but we're doing it, and I'm going to be doing mine back to back. So if you are in the Soul Legacy Academy and you're watching this and you don't know what I'm talking about, you will do by the end of this episode. In the Soul Legacy Academy, we have the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I have a masterclass explaining this in detail as well. So when we rate ourselves between a 1 and an 11, meaning you don't get to rate your life a 0 because you're breathing. Because, like, let's be grateful for that, for real. Like, not the bank 50K in 50 days, I want to go after the money. It's not that. So we're breathing, we're grateful for that. So we rate between a 1 and 11, meaning how low vibe you feel, how in soul funk you feel about your money. Now, 1 is the lowest and 11 is the highest vibration in my scale, on my scale, the way that I teach it. So 11 represents how connected you feel with source, how connected you feel with your guidance, your vision, your values, your vibration, and how you're moving towards in the vibrational world to your vision of banking 50K in 50 days. Your visible world. So I share this in the spirit. That's my door in the kitchen. I share this on the vision board challenge. That the visible world, the physical, will push and pull you, but the vibration that you emit around your finances in all the areas of your life, sometimes, well, most of the time, the physical, visible world has to take a little bit of time to catch up. And Bob Proctor talks about that in this book that I read for today, or listened for today. It's called You Were Born Rich. And he talks about the gestational period of an idea or a seed, and I'll talk about that in more. But you've got that visible world and the vibrational world. So we do Bank 50K in 50 days, our challenge in the vibrational world, vibrational money voucher I'm going to give you. And we do it in the physical world. So on the masterclass, I'll show you how to do it in the visible world and match those two vibrations so that you're manifesting. So Robert, hopefully that made sense. And if it doesn't make sense, watch me again, rewind me on the replay and kind of like, what she say, or come to my masterclass. So Robin's noted FFF equals 10. So Robin, I always put you on the spot, but I don't mean to. And if you haven't written this down, it's fine. Let's write it down as of now so that we can count up the days and so that we can note where we're vibrating at. So my rating today, FFF, is an 11. Feel connected, feel guided, feel on course, feel on track, feel in self-flow around it. I don't have lots of things to clear. Like I feel like there's invisible barriers around that. And so it makes sense. It makes sense to you. Thank you, love. Thank you. So I'm going to leave that on there. It makes sense. Does it make sense to you? If it makes sense, write down in the comments, Iona, it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, you'll see in the comments the challenge, the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, Bank 50K is challenge, and that will make sense. But if it makes sense, write down, it makes sense. So each day in my spiritual journal, I've written down, I've noted what my vibration was. So I'm going to give you my numbers. And if you are new to me, that's fine. If you don't have numbers, we'll start on a Monday and we'll write down the numbers. So I know my score for this week. So every day, every week, we want to see, well, what was my score this week? Was it higher than overall last week? What was my overall vibration? Where did I dip? Which area of my life did I dip in? And what's not bringing me that light work and lifestyle balance? And let me see where I need to go in and just maybe tweak some things, right? Does that make sense? So Contribution Freedom Monday. I started my round of Bank 50K in 50 days, 30th of May. So I'm going to date this. Obviously, you can see when it's dated, right? 2022. Doesn't matter. It's still relevant. I will still be doing this for the next however many years. I've been doing it for years anyway. Doing my spiritual journal, doing my visioning. I've been doing the intentional living codes and these, what I call the 7 freedoms, for the last 3 years. 3 years, June. Yeah, 3 years. Is it 3 years? Was it 4? 3 years, I think. Is it 4? Might even be 4. 3.5 years, maybe. It was June. So I don't think it was that quick. I'm not sure. But it was developing anyway. It might be 4 years. It might be 4 years now. And then I did it with clients in late 2019. How many years is that? That's 3 years. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a while, right? So I'll still be doing it because I love it. That's an intentional life, right? So on Monday, I scored an 11. My vibration frequency was on contribution was 11. Health, it was 11. Emotions, it was 9. There was something that triggered me. I talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it again because like I've cleared it and I've resolved it. But I got a message and it triggered me. And I was like, oh, it made me feel quite emotional. Like, oh, not like sad, just as in a reaction to it. On the 8, I still had residual. It was about environment. It was going to change my environment. And so I'll just say my soul daughter has a tenancy for a year, and it was like there was a gap in it. She wanted to come home, which would affect my environment, would affect my emotions, affect all of what I'd got going on for my Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. It was unexpected, as in we talked about it and it wasn't a go, and then it was a go, and that's that reaction. It wasn't a big thing, but it dipped my vibration. So that's when my vibration dipped. By Relationship Freedom Friday, it was 11. I resolved it. I made a decision. It was a no for me, not at this time, because that would have felt like a backward step for me. She'd always said that it'd feel like a backward step for her. And so it was just like I needed to put that boundary there for me. And so that's quite public and quite open, but it's a real life situation. There's still love there, but however, I can love you from that place of not being in this physical environment. It's not a massive house. I haven't got my bound conversion yet as my environment. If I had it, then it's like, yeah, there's a spare bedroom. I would have had to have moved my office or moved a bedroom or moved this space where I record. So the commitment that I'd made to the Bank 50K in 50 days and the commitment that I'd made to my calling and my soul work would have been impacted like drastically, more drastically than I would have liked. So I was like, I can't do that now. It was only going to be temporary. So I'm like, I'd like to, but I can't. So I made that decision. So that was what made me dip. But Relationship Freedom Friday back up on the 11, spiritual freedom on Saturday, 11, and financial freedom Sunday on 11. Had I not have got that, my vibration wouldn't have dipped because I'm managing it. That was something that was just, you know, it was an ask. It wasn't a demand. So when I got an 8 and a 9, so I took 2 off my score for that day because that was my easiest way of calculating the scores because I didn't have my calculator. I'm not that great with maths. Speak that into existence. Math is not my strongest point. And then I knocked 2 off for emotional freedom and 3 off for environmental freedom. So the week before, I got 77 as my score. So this week I got 72 as my score. So I know, because I'm scoring myself every day, I know what it was. So sometimes we get in soul funk and then we start spiraling down. We don't catch ourselves and all the emotions and all of the victimhood and all of the powerlessness and all of the, and I explained on emotional freedom where it hit me, where it made me go and how it made me spiral down versus spiraling up. And so emotional freedom was where we deal with that, right? And so if I didn't have these intentional living codes and I didn't have that point where I can check in my spiritual journal and note it down, I could be spiraling down for longer and longer and longer. And I feel it in my body. My body, I ended up overeating for the week, in all honesty, because I'm not eating within my fasting windows, not drinking as much water, not exercising, all of the things. It wasn't a negative, really bad thing. It was the anticipation of that's going to impact and have a ripple effect. I could foresee that. Some people learn in hindsight and some people learn in foresight. I like to say hindsight learner, so foresight learner. I'm a foresight learner. I'd already learned in hindsight anyway. And it's not like I hadn't done that support a couple of times already. So I'm like, okay, not for a third time. And that's me learning actually what's best for me as well and best for the whole household. So hopefully that makes sense. So if you haven't done your scores each day, then you won't know, oh, well, I'm vibrating overall for the week. So even if you dip on a particular area, so do I need to go back and address my health now? Do I need to go back and address like how I would manage an emotion and how I would manage? There's some pointers that I know that could quickly turn me around quicker by making a decision of what to do in that moment rather than sitting with it for as long as I did. Do you know what I mean? Because it's those things that you think you should do, because I'm all about legacy and being that role model with soul family first, and thinking things through, like how will it impact the other areas of your life and making that decision. So Robin says, oh, well, you've already said it makes sense. So Robin, did you go higher or lower for the financial freedom? And when you're thinking about the financial freedom and you're noting that down in your spiritual journal, it doesn't mean that you've got like your $1 million. It doesn't mean that you've got your 50K for the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. We're on day 7, right? I've been planning out and I've been recording in the Soul Legacy Academy. I put it in a playlist for the, I call it the Soul Income Game, Bank 50K in 50 Days. Like, this is part of it. It doesn't mean to say that the money has to have manifested for you to feel high vibe about it. In fact, for the money to manifest, for it to manifest, then you need to feel high vibe about it and feeling in alignment with it, if that makes sense. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge is a 50-day period in the physical world, but it's also this daily vlog of spending your vibrational money voucher so that you can be in alignment with it. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to pull the card. I can't remember which order that I said that I would do things in, but the quote: vision, our vision board, our vibration, and our values. You've got to make sure the money what you're spending your money on and who you're becoming, how you're contributing in the world, actually makes sense to you and it's in alignment with your values. And so we contribute in our light work and our lifestyle. So I'm contributing in my light work right now. I contribute in my lifestyle in alignment with my values. So I would normally say yes. However, it was out of alignment with my value for now. A different period of time, it would have been a yes. Do you know what I mean? So you make decisions based on where you are at now. So the quote for today, which you're going to love, is very short and very sweet. And the fact that who it's from is just like beautiful. Maya Angelou, if you've ever heard of Maya Angelou. So Maya Angelou says, nothing will work unless you do. That's it. Nothing will work unless you do. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, if you are part of the masterclass, it won't work unless you work it, baby. Robin likes that. It doesn't work unless you work it. So I have a framework. I have a 1-page plan, Spiritual Biz YouTubers plan. I have like a real deep framework that I wish somebody would have given me to show me how to bank 50K in 50 days. And we do that with passive income streams, which I wish I'd have somebody to show me how to do it the way that I do it. I love it. Passive and leveraged. So we have books, we have notebooks, low content books on Amazon. We have a 5-day challenge. We have a 12-week bootcamp, and we have Mastermind office hours under retreat. That sounds like heaven to you. Like, yes. So instead of doing Facebook challenges, we do YouTube challenges. Instead of doing a challenge and we have to do all of the work all of the time, because we know that challenges work, right? That even though challenges seem new, like Facebook challenges, YouTube challenges, I made it up. So if you see someone doing a YouTube challenge, it's because they got it from Iona Mead in the way that I'm sharing with you to do it, right? I'm just saying, let me claim that. So I had a 7-day challenge, a 7-day video series, Prosperity Thinker series, which I put as a bonus in the 7 Freedoms online training portal. So this daily live is talking about the 7 Freedoms, and I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call based on this, where I support you in your lifestyle balance as well as your light work. So I've been doing this for years. And so this was, oh gosh, was it 2010, I think? 12 years ago, I bought it as private label rights and made it my own. And I share that because when I put it out there and I sent it out via email, instantly, I got an email back saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing. My assistant back then, I have a different assistant now, was going through it. I was getting her to do something. And she was like, oh, she watched it. And she's like, this is amazing. Had clients when I was going to go through my bankruptcy and my homelessness. I talk about moving from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. That's part of this whole concept and the 7 Freedoms. And I have a testimonial with one guy. He went through it and he's like, the blunders that I made, like I know this stuff, but I've gone into great detail. So it's not a new thing to do a challenge over 5 days, 7 days. It's educating people step by step. So I had that years and years ago. So teaching this in this format is timeless and priceless. So Robin says, I was just thinking that when you said it, works if you work it. Yes. So Maya Angelou, thank you. So my late Maya Angelou, right? And so Maya Angelou, if you don't know, she was I only know of Maya Angelou. She was like a poet, and her awakening, her ascension journey. She's really, really very intelligent woman. And she went through some trauma when she was younger. She was actually, there was sexual abuse in the most horrific way. When she was really, really young, very young child. I don't know how old, maybe 5, 7, I'm not sure. And she stopped talking for years. I think she said she stopped talking for like 5 years. Don't quote me on the, I'm just feeling that anyway. And obviously Oprah Winfrey, she went through. So she was Oprah Winfrey's mentor and sister and all the things. So Oprah said to Maya Angelou, you know, this is my legacy with the Oprah Winfrey Show. And Maya Angelou said, you don't know what your legacy is. You know, your legacy is every person that you touch, like every person that comes to your show, and every person that, you know, leaves a relationship that's abusive, every person that manages their way, every person that, all the people that you touch, you don't even know what your legacy is. She's like, my dear, you have no idea, kind of thing. And I heard that and I was like, oh, wow. So I don't know if you know this, but on the back of this, the Soul Legacy Journal, I made up a quote inspired by Maya Angelou and Oprah Winfrey. And it says, your soul legacy is every life you impact, influence, and impress upon, and every soul client, soul family, and soul tribe you touch. Soul expansion begins with you. I got that by watching Maya Angelou and Oprah Winfrey, because it's like Black women doing their thing. And obviously, as a Black woman, I didn't have that around me. The area that I grew up in, I didn't see that. Iona Van Zandt is another woman that I was like, oh, just really, really inspired by, and seeing that vision of what they've done. I'm like, because people used to say to me when I did my 49 Soul Speaker Summit, I was doing the annual the #1 Spiritual Awakening annual YouTube Summit, interviewing fellow spiritual YouTubers and sharing their spiritual awakening story. And so when I did my Dive Social Summit, which had 49 soul speakers, talking about how to fulfill your life purpose and get paid in the process. Now we have Bank 50K in 50 days. People are like, you're like a mini Oprah. It's like there's only one Oprah. Like, I'm not trying to be an Oprah, but there's inspiration there of how you can make your difference in the world. So that was inspired by Maya Angelou, and I think it's just beautiful, the late Maya Angelou, that your words can then impact people just by saying a certain phrase. It's like, yeah, it just, they stay with you. Words are energy. We can pull words from the ether, from everything, the energy, and they stay as energy. And I don't think I shared this yet, but if you have a spiritual awakening story to share, I have the co-author book series, which is the 7-year annual co-author book series. You can email submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com. That is for my boot campers. If you want to work with me and you want to be making a difference in the world and sharing what your spiritual awakening story is and how you've traveled down that spiritual awakening path and how you're alchemizing it and what you're doing in the world, then you can hit me up, and I'll leave the information in the comments in the description. I'll talk about that more. When you share your message and your story, you touch the people that you're here. That soul legacy is every soul client, soul family, and soul tribe you touch. Because you've gone for a spiritual awakening, that's what made you aware that. And a spiritual business owner, you can't be going through like life blind and asleep and then claim, oh, well, I'm on this spiritual path. It doesn't really work like that. You can claim it, but it doesn't really work like that, for me anyway. So let me pull the card for today, then I'll tell you what I spent my vibrational money voucher on. So the 2 cards for today, right? I'll go back down to the comments. So the first card is, which one shall I do? The first card is Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Love that, right? So there's underneath, it says, I don't know if you can see it. It says, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So this Oracle card deck by Kyle Gray, Keepers of the Light, I really resonate with. So I'm shuffling as I do when I'm like, hey, well, it's Financial Freedom Sunday. Bring it for me, bring it for you. And the 2 cards just literally flipped out. I was like, okay, we're having 2 today. So move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So if you are doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, no matter when you're watching this, focus on what you desire. So we're going to do the vibrational money voucher, and I'm going to share with you what it is. So focus on what you desire for your contribution, for your health, for your emotion, for your environment, for your relationships, for your spiritual freedom and your financial freedom. Yes, we have a past. Yes, we have the awakening, but take the lessons from that and alchemize it. Divine alchemy. So I'll read the card for you as I do every day. Let me just flip this, makeup or not. So Holy Alchemist is the twin flame of Archangel Michael. Sorry, not Archangel Michael. Archangel, whatever Archangel Michael had to say, right? Energy just moved. Whatever that was. Maybe somebody will think of Archangel Michael. I don't know. Archangel Zadkiel, I don't know how to say it. The angel who keeps us, sorry, the angel who helps us transmute negative energy and negative experiences into love and learning. He is the keeper of the violet flame, which helps us release anything that is no longer serving us, right? Release what's not serving us. And Robin will help you do that in the Energy Healing TV. Robin talks about clearing your energy, your chakras, clearing your energy, clearing thoughts, feelings, our energy, right? Experiences that we've experienced, our energy. And so what you've learned and anything that you have to release around banking 50K in 50 days, because it's Financial Freedom Sunday, Robin will support you in that. And Robin has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, which she calls a journey. It's, for light workers and empaths, a journey, a self-love journey to financial freedom. And I love that. So when you're releasing anything that no longer serves you, no, on the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, it's not just like, I was bankrupt, I was homeless, and I went through a messy divorce. I released the energy of the bankruptcy to say, okay, from bankruptcy to banking 50K in 50 days, you release the energy of that. Robin says, right, Archangel Michael has something to say too. All right. Like, okay, we're listening. We'll probably get that in the week, right? Holy Amethyst also enables us to look over our past fears and challenges and draw wisdom and learning from them. So obviously, you know, if you've got fears, I always talk about building your spiritual business and having fear and doubt, fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. So spiritual business success, but if you've got, this is what we talk about, and success means every area of your life to me, whatever success means to you. So if you've got fears, past fears and challenges, you draw the wisdom and learning from them. So me banking 50K in 50 days is damn straight related to me going bankrupt while I was in spiritual business and having money blocks, right? So Robin's 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. If you've got money blocks, you're not going to manifest 50K in 50 days or in any days or in this lifetime, right? You're just not, because you're just not, right? So I'm just saying, Robin will tell you why not, okay? So, and if money's bad, money's evil, Robin talks about in her 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, the old money story that you come in with and you leave with a new money story and all the things in between, and you see, and it's not blame, it's not your fault, it's no blame, and shame, blame, guilt or shame. Is that right, Robin? As Robin says, blame, shame and guilt, sorry. But you have to release what no longer serves you, whether that's fears and challenges, and draw on the wisdom and learning from them. So the spiritual awakening that you've gone through, bankruptcy for me, so rude ass awakening, that dragged my kids along this journey by not being able to figure it out, homelessness, all the things. And so it's like, well, I know that's not very spiritual. I made a vow to figure it out, share it far, wide and deep. And I made a vow to have both my purpose and profits. So I used to have a purpose profits breakthrough session. I talked about that today on my recording of this Bank 50K in 50 days. That's what came out for me, purpose and profits. I didn't want to have one or the other. We don't have to choose one or the other. That's a poverty consciousness rather than a prosperity consciousness. And just moving. Unlike Zadkiel, for many years she was not mentioned in spiritual texts. I believe this was because her miraculous support wasn't needed on earth as it is now. To connect deeply with her light and hold her namesake crystal. So yesterday was spiritual freedom. So I have my little crystals. I have an amethyst in here. Today it is, in Robin's world, it is crown chakra healing. Sundays, the clear quartz crystal I've got for that. So clearing that crap. Robin will talk about the crown and that guidance and that connection. And I said that I'd mentioned that. I say soul guidance. Robin says source guidance. Everything's energy, whatever you say, source, universe, our soul and spirit. Obviously, you can say that it's two different things, but it's the same energy. It doesn't matter. So that's source guidance or your own soul. Either way, guided by something bigger than energy, or something bigger than our humanness, just so you know. She wasn't mentioned because they believe that, you know, she wasn't needed like she is now. Pandemic, just saying. To connect deeply with her light, hold her namesake crystal. So we do that on Spiritual Freedom Saturday. Do it any day you like. That's what I do. I just have a crystal and colors that represent the freedom of the day. Extended message: you are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. I'm going to say that again. You are ready to move. Do you feel ready? Let me know. I'm ready. I'm ready. I honor it's time. I'm ready. Thank you for this Financial Freedom Sunday. I'm ready. Let me know you're ready in the comments. You are ready. Energy's moving. You are ready to move beyond energies or situations that are no longer helpful to you and make space in your life for something more purposeful. Obviously, I am. My energy is moving. Robin says that energy is moving. You may feel a real need for clearing out, not just mentally and emotionally, but physically too. Absolutely. I set the intention to do all of my housework, all of my clearing, all of the doors, windows, everything this week as I was planning. Haven't done all of it so far. Haven't done, like, I've probably done about a quarter of it. Let me just say, today's the day. I will not go into the week with what I had planned to do and get done. However, I've spent hours doing the planning for the Bank 50K in 50 days, my own planning, and then sharing it in the Soul Income game within the Soul Legacy Academy, just so, like, I'm not making excuses. It's priorities of when I could do what and when. So that clearing out, absolutely, let me know if you feel like, yeah, there's a clearing out energetically. I keep my house clear anyway. However, like drawers and sheds and loft, I don't put anything in a loft, don't have a basement, but drawers, all the things, I keep them in good shape because I do environmental freedom on a Thursday. So clearing out physically too, there is a sense that you are moving beyond challenges and forging golden opportunities from stagnant or unhappy experiences. So whatever you're awakening, this is the ascension journey. It's just moving and moving and moving. So this is for you. This is for you. This is for you. It's important to recognize that you are like a magician at this time, with the ability to use your thoughts, will, and actions to bring about life-fulfilling and dream-enhancing opportunities. So we're on the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. This is the seventh day, right? I love that. It's important to focus on what you desire and not what you fear. So if you have fear around the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, it's not going to work. You're going to manifest more of that, because what you give your energy will literally begin to flourish. So if you want some coaching around it, hit me up. We'll do the 7 Freedoms monthly call. That's why it's there. Call on Holy Amethyst to help you focus on golden opportunities. The Bank 50K in 50 Days is just a beautiful opportunity. Robin says, he's the spectator when you feel unsafe. He's the one to call on. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Boom. Robin says, thank you for the shout out. You're welcome. I'm ready. Robin says, I'm ready. So are you ready? We're ready, right? Next card. Let's do this one. Melchizedek is what I think. Melchizedek or Kizedek. I don't know. Might be Melchizedek. Is the next one. Let me take Robin's. I'm ready. Off. Let me just see. You see? Higher learning. So these are the 2 cards that we got. You have learned from experiences, from experience. More inner study is now required to further your progress. So we do the Soul Legacy Journal, the spiritual journaling process, so that the internal work is being done, so that external work, you can see really clearly, like, where am I dipping? What do I need to put in place? How do I build these habits, these daily rituals and routines to manifest what it is that I desire, banking 50K in 50 days, so that when you're contributing in the world, you know that you're giving that much value, $50,000, pounds, euros, whatever, I'll value out in the world. I've been doing a tapping for 50K in 50 days by Margaret Lynch, and that is on a playlist. You'll see it on YouTube if you want to do that, tapping for 50K. And she has 2 videos, so I've been doing that every day. Because I was recording, I was in the middle of doing it, and then I'll go back and do it. But she talks about tapping for $50,000 on the first video, and on the second one, she's like, well, how can you give that value? How can you ask that question? How can I give $50,000 worth of value in the marketplace? So this is not bank 50K in 50 days because I'm after the money. It's banking 50K in 50 days because I'm contributing at that level. And that's when you know that you're really making a difference in the world, when you can see the bank account going up because people have said yes to deeper learning with you, and the contribution and the finances affect everything in between. If I'm not contributing and the way that I want to contribute at the level of 50K, I know that that's not showing up in my bank account. So then that's affecting my health, that's affecting my emotions, it's affecting my environment, the environments that I can experience, and it's affecting my spiritual connection, and it's affecting my bank balance literally, and what I can pay for the lights, keeping the lights on, a home, right? So higher learning, you have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So Melchizedek or Melchizedek is the high priest who is mentioned in the Bible's book of Genesis and many other sources too. He's here to assist the earth through the ascension process, which is basically moving everyone and everything back to the state of love and harmony. Right? Back to the state of love and harmony. So within the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, we have a spiritual ascension after show party, and we have the spiritual alchemy giveaway. And that's why I did it. And it's like, well, they're just words. No, they're not words. They actually is the process. That's what I've been called to do as my contribution, not just sit here doing the daily lives. There's a lot more behind it. Love and harmony is that state. Going through a spiritual awakening and dark night of the soul is road. So state of love and harmony is needed. Yep. And the more people that awaken, the better. But it's still painful, right? It can be. He appears with the bright light around him and a white beard, right, to match his ancient high priest ways, and is said to have his own order of light-filled priests who are able to help spiritual people develop their gifts and qualities. We're here to give our gifts in the world, right? As he works on the high energetic level, we can connect with him through sacred geometry by focusing on ancient star-shaped symbols. So that's what he has. So they come into your world, that's like for you. Extended message: you have learned so much to this point and are learning more every day. And you've got to be open to learning, right? You are recognizing, let me just pull up Robin's comment because I know you're going to go soon. Robin says, right, when the bank account is low and all areas of our life are lacking, quotes, then we don't show up and contribute as the best version of ourselves because we're stressing over scarcity. Can I get an amen? Yes, exactly that. Exactly that. And we've all done it, and we all do it because we're alchemizing and making sense of this journey. So again, no blame, shame, and guilt. However, when you know better, you do better, and you come to the Soul Legacy YouTube podcast every single Sunday and be accountable for tracking your vibrational money voucher, which I'll give you in a second, and your physical money in the visible world. So if you have a spiritual business, where your bank account, look in your Stripe account if you have one, look in your PayPal account if you have one, look in your actual bank account, right? And see, is there money coming in through your services? Has it come in today? Has it come in last week? Has it come in the week before? Has it come in the year before that, whenever you've been in business? And if not, why not? What blocks have you got around it? And are you providing the services? Do you have a plan to provide those services? And in the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, I'll give you all of that and help you get clearer around it. So you've learned so much to this point, and every day we're learning more. Every day we're open. We don't say, I know all the things. No, we don't. I don't. I'm always learning every single day. You are recognizing all the great lessons your experience and challenges have brought to you, and preparing for a transition or inner ascension where you will move beyond another level of fear and into the inner sanctum of your heart and soul. Let me just read that again. You are recognizing all the great lessons your experiences and challenges have brought to you, and are preparing for a transition or inner ascension where you will move beyond another level of fear and into the inner sanctum of your heart and soul. And so on Robin's energy healing lifestyle, that's exactly what Robin shares with you how to do, and she does it with you. It's beautiful. Robin says we're always learning every day. Absolutely. And we're learning as we do our daily vlogs. Robin has a daily vlog on Energy Healing TV, and we learn every day, and we go, oh, that was the thing. That was the lesson. That was the message. As spiritual biz YouTubers, we're good, right? Become aware of patterns, ancient symbols, and signs being sent to you from the universe. There's a sense that you are now able to focus in a new way and offer greater light to the world. Melchizedek and his order are with you now, leading you towards spiritual wisdom. Meditate and connect with their light. How beautiful is that? So 2 cards coming out today. Got 2 for 1. And I know I talk through the card and stuff, but it's just, I don't plan to do that. Excuse me. But that's what comes up for me. So let's spend our vibrational money voucher. Sounds like that momentum of the pivot up, beautiful transformation. So Robin explains on the Energy Healing TV with the chakras. Obviously, it's a crown chakra today, and then the root chakra at the bottom, and all the chakras in between. Main chakras are not the only chakras, right? The main chakras that we focus on, and the lower energy, the lower density, the lower frequency, our thoughts, our feelings, all the things that each chakra represents. The thoughts, the feelings, the experiences that we have, and the thoughts, the feelings, and the experiences we have impact the chakras and stay stuck in the chakras if we don't feel them through the heart space and release them in that energy. And Robin does like the energy of the figure 8, the infinity symbol. So when we go like crown, it's bringing that source and that guidance, that soul energy through the chakras, tapping into that. And when it's blocked or overactive, it's out of balance. So Robin will help you align that and just bring that in. And so Robin's saying with the pivot up, which I'd never heard before, it's Robin's way of describing going down, like whatever experience, thoughts and feelings, the challenges and the fears, either you go down into the lower chakras even more and vibrate at a lower frequency, or you go up in the chakras and the energy. And I didn't know anything about the chakras really. I've heard about the chakras and I've not really understood them or the experiences, and I'm learning more. And so Robin, hopefully that made some kind of sense, because I'm learning from you every single day by watching you, and I do listen. So right, the 7 main chakras that are aligned with the spine. Is that what it is? Okay, thank you. So I know like that spinning vortex and the chakras are not just like here going out. So Robin just teaches it really beautifully. So the 7 main chakras that are aligned with the spine. I made it up, pivot up is how I see it. Yeah. So Robin says pivot up into those higher energies and they just flow. All right. So clear the energy. Otherwise it's just going to keep going round and round and round. Clear it. Robin says, yes, you explained that very well. Thank you. All right. Because I have a great teacher. Robin and I are soul sisters, joint vision partners. And again, Robin is the lead soul guided instructor for the Soul Legacy Academy and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network, which I'm the founder of and the host of, right? So she's got you. So what else have I got to do? So I've done the crown chakra healing. Sundays with Robin. Now every single Sunday she goes live. You'll see replays, all the rest of it. You'll click reminders to get, if you miss this Sunday, get the next Sunday, what have you. I've mentioned your 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, done the cards, done the quote, vibrational money voucher. Let's do gratitude, then I'll do the vibrational money voucher. I'll do the vibrational money voucher, then we'll do gratitude. Right, so the vibrational money voucher, everyone's going to go, I've got to go. I love you. Love you, beautiful. I knew she'd say that. I was like, every time I get to the vibrational money voucher, Robin's like, I gotta go. It's because I have the same amount of time. Robin's got commitments that she jumps off, like, be right back. I'll miss the part. Okay, I'll save the vibrational money voucher. Let's do gratitude. I was like trying to sneak it in. Oh, I've got you. You were born rich as well. So let's do gratitude every single day on the Soul Legacy TV. I talk about gratitude, and so this is financial freedom. Sunday is one of the 7 freedoms. I call it the intentional living codes. And so intentional living is living in alignment with your values. So we have a vision and we have our values. So your vision should be in alignment with your values for your spiritual business success, without doing busy work, without being broken, without being burnt out, right? Because we don't value those things. And we break each area of your life down. So we want to say gratitude for each area on every single day. So it's Financial Freedom Sunday. I've got my blue t-shirt and I'm focusing on banking 50K in 50 days. I'm reading a book that supports me, fueling my mind. And I have all of the books I ever mention in the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. I have a playlist as well for some of the audio versions on YouTube. I listen to Audible a lot. I do have physical books, but mostly I listen because it's just easier for me. I have early dyslexia. So we say gratitude for each area: contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. We'll use that as your spiritual journal prompts, right? Every single day. So the way that I do gratitude, you can speak it out into existence or you can write it in your spiritual journal. You would say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. And this gratitude stone was given to me by my daughter Mia when she was young. And we used to pass the gratitude stone around, and I taught my kids to say, I'm grateful, I'm happy, and I'm grateful. Didn't say the way that I do it now, but it's developed. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate whatever it is that you're happy and grateful and appreciate. Can you think of some things? Write those down in your spiritual journal as prompts. And so the way that I do it is by saying, I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate. And you might think, well, I don't know, I'm happy and grateful. I've said everything. Like, so like, really? When I first heard this with The Secret Move, I've heard Oprah share it. I've heard her share about her journaling and gratitude. It's one of the main things, a couple of the main things that she does to manifest all that she has, whether you love her or you don't. I do. So I say that I'm happy and grateful and appreciate for things in the past, things in the present, and things in the future. So if you can't think of something right now in the present, like, well, things are sucking, they're not going the way that I want them to go. So it's like something in the past that you would have been grateful in contributing, right? Lifestyle and light work, think of that. Got even more things to be grateful, and conjure up the feeling of it. So obviously, as a spiritual journal prompt, you'll do this after the live. You won't do it all with me because you're listening to me, watching me. And so something grateful in the predicted future, right? So kind of like a thanks in advance. So you've got things to be grateful for. So I talked about being bankrupt, being homeless, being divorced, being in my twin flame union, not in my twin flame union, like a certain way, not a certain way. All the things, the experience of having the food, not having the food, bring your awareness into what you want. So use this spiritual journal and this gratitude time set. I'm happy, I'm grateful, and I appreciate, and then write the one thing, right? So I usually do share. Sometimes I'll share and sometimes I don't, depending on the time. I'm not going to share all the things that I'm happy and grateful for. Normally I'll write my list. Actually, I wrote it down today. So I'm happy and I'm grateful for I can't even read my own right. For health, for a spa day. I think contribution is for the money voucher. I don't think that it says that, but I'll just say for the money voucher for being able to contribute. For my emotions, just being really happy, like being high vibe, like just being able to share this, it just makes me happy. For my environment, obviously I would go into more detail on all of the things. For our retreat in Thailand, we're planning out a retreat in Thailand. The fact that we could even do that is just, and travel, and you know, the fact that, you know, somebody made an airplane out of metal and we can fly, and it's the norm now, you know. For relationships, for my soul clients, soul tribe, thanks in advance more for that. And for finances, being able to spend the money on YouTube ads. And so that brings me into the vibrational money voucher. So you do with your spiritual journal all the things that you're happy and grateful for. When you do that, you're vibrating at a higher frequency. So every day you want to be vibrating higher than the day before, or just as high, right? And if you have contrast in your dip, that's absolutely fine, no problem. That's what contrast is for, to show you another lesson and show you what you need to release. But you want to be vibing at the frequency. So before I do the vibrational money voucher, I know I keep putting it off, I want to talk about the book You Were Born Rich. So I read a book every single day. I'll listen to a book on a specific area of my life. If you don't do that, people say, like, reading a book, we read so many books and we leave them on the shelf, never implement. By listening to a chapter or even a sentence, like yesterday I listened to like a minute and a half of the book for spiritual freedom, and I got what I needed. Do you know what I mean? So You Were Born Rich, I've listened to this already. There's a PDF version, a free version. I believe there's the version in the playlist as well on YouTube, but I have an Audible book. I spent my Audible credit on it. And this book has been trying to be in my world for the longest time, by Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor. Again, legacy, right? Books change your life. And I've listened to it once or twice already. I've not long got it. I got that at the same, I think once, the same time as I got Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. And Bob Proctor created a program around it. This is years old, years and years and years old. And anyway. So he says, the part that I got to, wherever I leave off, I'll press play again and I know I'll get what I need. And he says, in this part, I think it's chapter 10, he says, put sections of your life, like family life, write down family life, then write down social life, then write down business life, then write down income, then write down health. These areas of your life, and pick some more. So you don't have to do that. You can do the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency with me. I've picked out the areas of your life, the 7 freedoms, right? And put everything underneath, categorize them for your light work and your lifestyle. We've got the areas, and I love that. I love that. He says, what you want to plan what you want to experience in those life in that area of your life, and it's about your attitude of expecting it. Most people don't. Most people are not really conscious of what they want. You want to be conscious of what you want and then plan to get it, plan to bring that into fruition. And he says that desire and that idea leads to your actions, and the idea it expresses itself. So what I was talking about before is Rob Proctor talks about planting a seed. The idea is like planting a seed, and think of it as like planting a physical seed, because the idea is the seed in your mind, and it will help you take those actions, obviously meet in the middle. But the universal laws, the same with a physical seed. The idea is a vibrational seed, and there's a gestational period of that idea. So the bank 50k in 50 days challenge is an idea of yes, you're banking 50k in 50 days, but it doesn't have to happen in the 50 days. So he said, don't be attached to when it's going to happen. Just plant that seed and believe that it is like a physical seed. Excuse me, and have that attitude of expectation that that is going to manifest like you do with physical seeds. Whether they do or not in that time, you plant some more seeds, right? You'll plant the same seeds, right? So if you had whatever, they said a carrot has the gestational period, I think it's 72 days or something. We know that. We know the gestational period of a baby. We know the gestational period of blah, blah, blah. But we don't know the gestational period of an idea. And the seeds need the water and the nurturing and the soil and the light and the blah, 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 the weather for it. If you plant it at the wrong time, the wrong season, it's not going to manifest. It's not going to come to fruition. You're not going to have the fruit from that, right? You know that. The seeds work better when you plant them at this time. And he says there is a seed, there's a season for sowing the seed, and there's a season for reaping the seed, reaping the rewards, right? And it's not in the same season. So the same time you plant the seed, you don't expect to get the seed, pull the seed out like a day later. If it's a carrot, you're going to wait the 72 days and then see it like slowly, blah, blah, and buzzing about it. Yeah, the seed, I've got carrot, right? You don't, with an idea, just because it's an idea of bank 50k in 50 days doesn't mean say it's going to happen right there and then. So that brings me to the vibrational money voucher, what I spent my vibrational money voucher on. So the Soul Legacy Journal, this is a notebook version. 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers, right? Share this video out, subscribe to it, come back every Financial Freedom Sunday so we can see how your seeds are growing. And if you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, I'm going to hold you accountable, call you out. So I spent my vibrational money voucher. So this Soul Legacy Journal gives you a vibrational money voucher of £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. Now, asking it is given by Jerry and Esther Hicks, Abraham. They've got a prosperity game, and they give you $1,000 every single day. And they say $1,000 one day, then 2,000, 3,000. If you do it for a year, you spend 66 million. And I'm like, that didn't feel good. I didn't want to just spend the money like that. And I didn't believe that I could earn 66 million in a year just like that from scratch. Although it gets you in vibrational asking and receiving and writing down in a checking account, making it as real as possible. There's another book called Prosperity Consciousness by Frederick Lerman. And he does this game, and I listened to the cassette tapes, this is how long ago, and I didn't realize that he does the $1,000 every day. And he said, you know, in 28 days, spend this money. What would you do if I gave you this money? He doesn't call it a vibrational money voucher, that was me. What what would you do if I gave you $1,000? Like, what would you do if you spent it in 24 hours? What would you spend it on? It's saying to the universe, I'm ready to spend this money. And he says, if you do this for 30 days, and then what if you do this for 2.5 years, that's spending $1 million. So we're doing this, right? Banking 50K in 50 days. We're banking it, we're spending it in this vibrational money voucher, doing it vibrationally first so that you can see the kind of person who you are with money, so that when it shows up in your life in the physical form, in the visible world, you already know what you're doing with that money. Rich people greedy, rich people blah, 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 all the things. It's not that. It doesn't have to be that. And if you think those thoughts and those feelings and what have you, as Robin shares in a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge, if you have those old money stories that are not serving you, you have to shift, change your paradigm, change your life, right? So that's if you want to. If you don't want to, don't do it. But that's what I'm here for, right? I was bankrupt, remember, dragging my kids through that. Right, when we want to travel the world, we want to buy a new home and a car and experience and have the business and do YouTube ads and Facebook ads and all the things. I don't do Facebook ads, do YouTube ads, do all the things. They cost money to build a spiritual business. Yes, you can do a lot of things for free. I'm not saying that you can't, and I teach that free and no low cost ways. But then you want to scale up and reach more people. So I'm just saying. So I spent my vibrational money voucher. You spend it every single day with me on the Soul Legacy TV. Tell me what you're spending your money on. Do it on the YouTube channel. Do it in the community, in the Spiritual Bridge YouTubers Network. Let me know how you find it. Let me know on the 7 Freedoms call. Let me know on the masterclass, whatever. Just let me know how you're finding it. So spend it every day. But the rules are you don't spend it on bills, utility bills. I want you to come from the space that they're already covered. But you spend it on all the contribution, your health, your emotions, your environment, your relationship, your spiritual, and your finances, right? Do what you need to do. That is based on your spiritual vision board that I share with you how to do a spiritual vision board for a year. So every day you're thinking of your spiritual vision board, you're looking at your spiritual vision board, not in an attached way, but just having fun with it. Spending, so you don't have to wait for that year to experience what it's like, right? So if you want to do a retreat, in Thailand, you might spend whatever, do you know what I mean? So anyway, you spend it, you tithe 10% to a worthy cause every single day. So that's £100 for me to a worthy cause called Cruise Bereavement Care. That's my worthy cause. When I went through my spiritual awakening, when the loss of my son 7 years ago, I had a member of staff come from Cruise Bereavement Care and sit on this couch and support me for months. I was doing my summit at the time, so it really, really helped me. I was doing my #1 Divine Intervention virtual event, my 49 Soul Speaker Summit. I did not know I was about to have a divine intervention when I created that summit, right? So that's my worthy cause, Cruise Bereavement Care. Every single day you tithe with me or in your Soul Legacy journal, every single day. You don't spend your vibrational money voucher on the experiences. I don't spend mine every day anymore. And when I developed this, I was like, I don't want it to be like a chore. So on a Sunday, I spend the vibrational money voucher and I say to you, I'll share with you what I spent it on. So here's where, ta-da, drum roll please, what I spent it on. So if you want to know what I spent my vibrational money on last week, then you can have a look at the playlist and you can do that, right? Don't know where. Usually I do it at the end. I might have done it at the beginning. So today, so I've tithed, so £1,000, dollars, or euros, or wherever you are in the world, your currency, yen, whatever. We have 7,000 from the Soul Legacy Journal, Soul Income. It's the Soul Income game, bank 50K in 50 days. So we're trying on the money, right, and getting used to spending money and tithing money. So for me, I tithe the money, so that out of the 7,000, I tithe 700. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, 700 out of the week. So 7,700, 10%. And then and so when you get that money, the bank 50K in 50 days, you actually do tithe. And so in the physical world, to that worthy cause. So you're giving back after taxes, etc. Excuse me. For me, I spent my vibrational money voucher on 4,000 on YouTube ads to point to my masterclass, which happens, the Bank 50K in 50 Days, Spiritual Bridge YouTubers. I teach you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your soul clients to have bonuses. That happens live on the last Monday of every month at 3 p.m. UK time. The link is in the description and in the cards down in the pinned comments on the YouTube channel. If you're watching anywhere else, either click in to watch that or go onto the Soul Legacy TV, excuse me, or go onto the SoulLegacyAcademy.com, and I have the bonus gifts and a replay there for you. But the live happens live on the Soul Legacy TV channel, and also you have the replay, excuse me. So I spent £4,000 to my YouTube ads. Now, that's a thanks in advance vibrational money voucher. So there's the day that I'll come and say, yeah, I spent the £4,000 on YouTube ads. I've been experimenting with YouTube ads. I talk about it in my mastermind. I had to go first. Rather than doing Facebook ads, I will share with you what to do with YouTube ads. It's beautiful. I'll share a little bit on the masterclass, but I share in the Bank 50K in 50 days homework, doing the maths for your spiritual business, all the things. So I spent £4,000 on YouTube ads. That's having that investment so you can reach your soul tribe, reach your STAP. I have a 5-day YouTube from scratch challenge, which shares with you how to build your spiritual business and do it on YouTube, leveraging your light work and lifestyle, clarity, topics, naming, planning, and your channel trailer, planning it out, doing keyword research, all the things that you probably like. SEO, like literally, it's really beautiful the way that we do it. I just went swimmy then. And then the way that we do it, because it sets you up for ads. Everything that I do, we repurpose, is beautiful. And the way that I'm going to teach you how to do ads is to, so there's on the spiritual journal playlist, you'll see this, that on Contribution Freedom Monday on day 50, I did ads to that in front of, it was women, spiritual women, because I knew they were spiritual women because I did a YouTube ad to those that are in business or recently were in business. I could choose this on the back end of the YouTube ad. If you've ever done Facebook ads, you kind of, it's not the same. But the demographics and the psychographics. So the demographics in business of a certain age, 35 to 54, female, all countries, and the searching for the key search terms, anything to do with spiritual journaling. That's how targeted it is. You can't do that on YouTube. And then I can repurpose that, the views, and retarget. So I got 3,000 views, I think 3,000 views for £30 from my Soul Tribe avatar. And I talk about that on the masterclass. I talk about it in the bootcamp. By creating a Soul Tribe avatar, a YouTube Soul Tribe avatar profile, then you want to build your YouTube channel with that. I got subscribers from it as well. Not that many, but it's okay. So as I talk about this, as I go first, I'll talk about it in the mastermind as well as a bonus. So there's me saying vibrational money voucher, thanks in advance, 4,000. I spent £30 UK pounds, and I got 3,000 views. I've just spent £4,000 on YouTube ads for my YouTube channel. Hello, can I get an amen? And then the 2,300, I spent it vibrational on my VA. And I just, as I did it, I was like, oh, wow. So my VA, she's been with me from my first ever webinar, like 6-7 years ago. It was a purpose of profits online then. I've got the replay in the bonuses. You'll see that. Jen, her name is. And she's been on with since I've done my masterclass and stuff. And I messaged her and I said, this is real, for real. I messaged her and I said, Jen, can you be on the next masterclass? And she's like, yeah. So I paused and I hadn't done my masterclass for a while. Can you be on the next one? She's like, yeah, absolutely. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, remind me of your services, because the idea, the gestational period of an idea, I'd spoken to her about it. And I said, when I do my mastermind, I want to be able to offer a package for VA hours, because I know that people that come to me are techie challenge. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So she does business launch support, right? So she never used to do it like that, but she does over the years. I've come back to her and because I came offline for 3.5 years, and she said, yeah, I do business launch support. So I said to her, we were talking about it before, and obviously I paused and blah, blah, blah. She's just always there. And I'm not very good at delegating, to be fair. And she says on her website, delegating is a boss move. I'm like, oh, Jen, do you know, like, I really need you to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, end up doing it. I think sometimes people delegate too soon to a VA when I don't know what I'm doing to them. That means the VA doesn't know what she's doing. So we're going to create a package. I just said to her on a Facebook Messenger, will you be able, I send you the links, and I put them on my Momentum app to do that task. And I thought, okay, let me do it now. I tend to do that. If I could do something, I'll do it now. Send her the link to register. So she'll be on the masterclass. And in the Bank 50K in 50 days, I'll reach out to see if people want to attend the masterclass, blah, blah, blah. So do YouTube ads, etc. So I said to her, let's do a package. I want to do the Bank 50K in 50 days ready, a spiritual business launch support. I didn't actually put the word ready in there, but I want to do that now. Bank 50K in 50 days ready, like that. Spiritual business launch support, VA support, right? That's the package. That's the name of it. So for my masterminders who sign up either on the mastermind or either on the masterclass or on my free chapter VIP day, which I'll share about the mastermind, I share about the retreat in Thailand. It's called I Am Diamond Made, a soul guided millionaires in the making. And it's 5-day mastermind retreat, 5 magical days in Thailand. So we're going to do an annual retreat. So Robin and I are going to do an annual retreat as joint vision partners. And obviously Robin's the lead soul guided instructor and she has all this value. So we're going to do that together. And as I say that, it's 1 hour, 11 minutes. I think this is the longest one. 1 hour, 11 minutes, and it's going to be 11:11. So 1 now, 1, 11, 11. Boom. Exactly that. So I said we're going to put together a package for those that are tech challenged to the Bank 50K in 50 days ready, so that you're ready to Bank 50Ks all the time. I don't want to hear the techie stuff, the blah, blah, blah. So we're going to put that together. She's doing a special rate for me. And for my students, I'm like, absolutely, thank you very much. If you looked on our website, it's more, a lot more. But I'm really excited. So I spent $2,300 for my masterminders, for 9 masterminders a month. And that is what I will do. So first in the door, first 9, that is it. It's capped at 9. And for the masterminders, I'm not going to do any more. I'm not going to put that work on her. So first 9. So if I have 9 masterminders in a month, that's me banking 50K in 50 days, because the mastermind is 5,555. Painful, it's 5,000. If you wanted to go in for lot, that's for a year access. If you wanted to go 2 years access, it's $44. 444, not 444, 444 for 20 months, 20 payments. For 3 years access, it's 333 for 30 payments. Can I get an amen? As long as you're in the mastermind, you'll get that Bank 50K in 50 days ready. You have to use it within, once you activate it, you have 50 days to use those office hours, and that's it. And I'm like, yes. And so each year for the masterminder, every year they'll get, so if you do the 3 years, you'll get those again and again, right? And I've just decided that on the spot. So that is what I spent my vibrational money, a voucher on Bank 50K in 50 days, but also giving back to my masterminders. That is it for Financial Freedom Sunday. Can I get an amen? Is that beautiful? Is that beautiful? I think I did everything. I did. And so I have the masterclass. I have my free chapter for spiritual based YouTubers, a soul guided influence compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is it. Me modeling it. I actually launched the book. So there's a free chapter. With the free chapter comes the free chapter VIP day to start and grow your successful online spiritual business on YouTube, and launch a #1 best-selling book, because that's what I've done. So my book actually has a free chapter, comes with a free chapter VIP day, comes with the masterclass as well. And when you sign up for the masterclass, you'll be walked through everything. It also comes with a 5-day challenge, which I talk about setting up your YouTube channel. That comes with a free preview. It also comes with a community of soul guided instructors if you want to network with soul guided instructors. And I'm missing something. 5-day challenge. Oh, and my book went on, I launched it on my son's birthday and dedicated to my son, in loving memory to Darnell Samuel Mead. on his birthday on the 6th of May. I launched it in 2022, and it went to number one. Didn't just go to number one. I launched it to go to a number one bestseller in a week on pre-order. I hadn't even written it. So I have my book launch videos for me where I announced it. Robin and I went live. You'll see those in the cards and in the description. Follow along as I write the book. I'll be doing book launch videos. Make sure you subscribe to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, because why would you not? Come back again and again and do the spiritual journal with me. And I am, again, the host of the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, where I interview fellow spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story. We have the Spiritual Ascension After Show Party and the Spiritual Alchemy Giveaway. So that is it for me. I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. Please do share this out. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And I shall see you on the next episode, Contribution Freedom Mondays or Financial Freedom Sundays, or all of the daily vlogs. Big love. Take care.